Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and today we have an old favourite, but now with a bigger pair of gonads. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. When the Bullit Hero 125 first appeared on our shores back in 2017, it instantly won hearts with its fantastic looks and superb Supertrap style exhaust sounds. Okay, it didn't light the world on fire as far as speed is concerned, but you have to remember it's a retro style scrambler, and 55 miles an hour is A, all you get, and B, pretty much all you'd expect for the type of bike it is. Anyway, Bullit have heard your screams of, "We love it, but give us a bigger engine version." Because today we have the Bullit Hero 250. Roll the cinematics. Engine is built by CF Moto and based on a KTM lump, which doesn't surprise me being that KTM and CF Moto are partnered in China. It is, in fact, the engine as used in the CF Moto NK250. It is a 4-stroke, 4-valve, single-cylinder, liquid-cooled twin-cam lump developing 26.2 brake horsepower and 16 pounds-foot of torque with a 6-speed gearbox. Therefore, top speed is around 80 miles an hour. It is Euro 4 compliant, fuel injection, and uses the Delphi ECU. Expect no less. Up front you've got upside down forks, and neatly tucked away in there is a Fastech rear monoshock. Brakes are ABS with a 290mm front disc and a 240mm rear disc. However, the ABS is not switchable. There is no switch to turn it off. The seat height states between 855mm and 970. Now that doesn't mean it's adjustable. That basically means here is 855mm and here is 970mm. So for me to sit on, now bearing in mind I am 5'10.5" with a 31-inch inside leg, I can get both my feet flat on the ground in a comfortable position. I sit not on the tank but quite close to the front, so I'm around this sort of 870mm mark where my bum is, and my feet are flat on the ground. So very comfortable, and it feels a little bit shorter than the 125. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. The tank holds 15 litres and it weighs in at just 148 kilos, and that is pretty impressive and certainly going to help with that speed and performance. Other than that, the bike is 2.13 metres long, 870 millimetres wide and a smidgen over 1 metre tall. Tyres are, well, round and rubbery, but also made by Kingstone. You've got a 4.6 by 17 on the back and a 4.1 by 18 on the front. The 4.6 is the equivalent of about a 125, whereas the front is the equivalent of about a 110. I am a little bit disappointed they haven't used the Michelin Anarchy Wild tyres like they did on the Gulf Hero 125. And that's for more than one reason. One, because they're slightly wider, because they were 130, so they looked a bit better. The contoured knobbles looked better and felt better on the road, and it's just a nicer tyre all round. Now, don't get me wrong, these Kingstone tyres are okay. The grip is okay. No knobbles are really that good in the wet, so don't worry too much about that, but they just felt better. You didn't feel it so much on the road that you do on these, and I kind of hoped they would have upped their game a little bit on the tyre side as far as the 250 was concerned. Obviously, taking it out on the road will tell, and I shall report that whilst riding just how they feel when we're on the road. Off-road, I'm sure they're going to be great, but how often are you going to take this off-road, bearing in mind it is a road bike? I personally, and as I say, I may change my mind later when I'm riding it, but I personally, if I was to buy this bike, the first thing I would do is take these off and stick the Michelins on. Now, sticking with the tyres for a second, I also wonder perhaps whether a 140 or 150 might have been slightly better. Certainly for looks, but not so sure about feel and rideability. Now, as you know, I've stuck a 150 on the back of my NTV 650. That is the Michelin Anarchy Wild 150. Looks great, probably going to ride hideously, and I wonder if it might do the same with this. So I can see what they've done as far as the width is concerned, because it's probably going to make it ride better with this size tyre on. I don't know, for a 250 maybe it looks a bit small. It's aesthetics. Does it really matter that much? Probably not. It's just me. The dash is, well, let's just go with colourful, to say the least. And kilometre focused, which is a little bit disappointing. I kind of hoped they'd have had miles per hour as the main clock on there for the UK. But obviously it's designed predominantly for Europe, and us in the UK get to lose out again. Thank you very much, Europe. We're used to being trailing behind, so nothing changes there. However, the numbers for the UK are in yellow, so they stick out more than they do in Europe. I'm going to go with that. Makes me feel better. Having said that, I like its simplicity. It's very characteristic of a scrambler style bike. Simple, no frills. It does what it's supposed to do, tells you the speed, and nothing else. You do, however, have the ABS light down the bottom here, the fuel, the engine management light, and your indicators, as well as your neutral light, but there's no gear indicator. But again, it's a scrambler, doesn't really need one. Everything on there is as it should be. Don't see any issues. Looks are as stunning as the 125, even a bit more, I would say, and that is down to the quality of the finish, which certainly has been improved on this 250. Details like this rear hanger, nice solid rear hanger. This brake lever, again, nice and solid, and I like little touches like this little bronzy pedal arrangement here. I like that. I love this radiator and the radiator cover. Nice finish, good quality, feels nice and sturdy as well. The frame is a slightly different frame, and again, feels good quality, and the welds are pretty nice as well. This lever arrangement bracket here, massively solid, very nice indeed. Nice solid swing arm. It all seems very well put together. These foot pegs as well, again, good quality, nothing is flimsy, everything seems to be good quality. Other little details, I like the grips. They feel very nice, very soft, but also very grippy and nice and Scrambler-esque too, so they've kept that look. The engine looks fantastic, really nice, although I kind of think there's a bit of a gap here. I can get my arm all the way through, look. So I would have hoped something else would have filled this gap, maybe a 450. Sorry. However, there is a slight design fault I feel with this exhaust. It looks good, but all they needed to do was tweak it so it came up a little bit to here and then down maybe, because to fill it up with oil you've got this oil filler cap here and you can get your thumb caught whilst trying to undo it, and then you've got the hassle of trying to get oil in it. I guess it should have really one of those Royal Alloy type horns that come up like that with a little funnel bit on the top, and you can put it in that way. Other than that, it's going to be a bit awkward. You might have to take this cover off to get the oil into that filler. I could be wrong. I mean, we did get oil in it when we first PDI'd the bike, so it did happen. It was just a little bit fiddly. But again, that's something that the dealer has to sort out and not the consumer, so I wouldn't worry about it until your warranty runs out and you'd give up having services, which you shouldn't do. So anyway, let's move on. Other than that, I love everything else about it. It still retains that hero character, but they've upped the quality on the fit and finish of the parts involved. I really do like it. Again, the exhaust, stainless steel, looks great, sounds fantastic, and you'll hear that in a minute. You've got the super trap type plates in the side here, and this what looks like aluminium cover on the end, which is very nice design. I think they've put the aluminium cover on the new version of the 125 because the old one had a bit of a rust issue, even though the rest of the exhaust was stainless. But this seems alloy now, and that looks lovely. They have retained the traditional looking round Bullit light that they put on the Golf version. Remember, they had the oval one on the standard version, and the same Bullit indicators, which I think fit very nicely as well, look very good, and they're very bright. Up front, however, they have changed the light. Now you get an LED light, very nice looking, with obviously this halo ring round here as well, and of course the indicators which and hazard flashes, which are equally as bright. Very nice indeed. The mirrors are very similar to the other one, but they're slightly lower and they don't stick out too badly. I can report that sitting on the bike I could see a quarter of an arm rather than half an arm, so that's an improvement, and when we're out on the road I'll report just how good they are in real life. I apologise for the ambient forklift noises, but I can't afford to hang around and wait any longer because I've stopped and started far too many times. So, colour wise, they do the traditional colour scheme of titanium and the Bianco white, or the racing martini colours to you and me, but I really do like this, I want to say JPS inspired black and gold theme, and these gold wheels do look fantastic. Now with the wheels, they are gold. These spokes are not stainless, they are non-stainless steel spokes, but they do feel very strong and very good quality. Only time will tell as to how they fare up, but let's be honest, the ones on the Hero 125 haven't been too bad at all, so I'm hoping they'll be okay. But for now, what we're going to do is start the bike up, have a listen, and then take it out for a ride. Now, for those of you that have spotted a little bit of smoke coming out here, don't be alarmed, that's just the gasket in the join there. That obviously, once it's heated in and worn in, will stop smoking, so don't be alarmed. See, look, it's cold. Heat versus cold. Science. Alright, here we go.
Alright, well, that's pretty spry. And we are up to 70. Well, that gets there absolutely fine. And it's surprisingly comfortable. I'm hoping you can hear me over this. That is unbelievably comfortable. I was really surprised. I was expecting it to be horribly knobbly. But no, that's actually pretty good. It's quite comfortable on the road. It feels quite secure. It doesn't feel as though I'm in any danger. I mean, it's quite stiff. It's not fluid, but it is a knobbly tired bike. And that's not a bad thing because I feel pretty planted. Very smooth gear change. Great brakes. Oh yes, even everything is new. Everything is still tightly wound. Also, you've got to be careful on this roundabout. New tyres. It's a bit greasy. Okay, some knobbles here, but it's not horrendous. It's smooth. I love this gear change. Really good. Okay, from this angle, from where I am here, looking at this clock, I can see it, but my eyes are drawn to the kilometers per hour. Very much so. I mean, I know what the speed limit is as far as kilometers versus miles per hour is, but I was kind of hoping that it would be a bit easier to see. At this point, I'm just going to angle the camera up and see if that makes a difference. I'm also steamed up on the inside. That's nice. Stupid thing. I'll tell you what, I need to find another helmet for filming, because this roof helmet is useless. Everything feels pretty comfortable. It's a tiny bit, what's the word? Not twitchy, but it's quite positive in the way it changes direction. Let me put it that way. Again, you have to remember that this is on new tyres on not very nice, cold, damp roads. And these tyres are not warm. What I like is the way it feels. It's comfortable. I am perched on top, but I do feel as though I'm on a scrambler. And I'm hoping you know what I mean by that. I don't feel as though I'm on a road bike, but I'm not on a road bike, so... Yeah? Okay. It's not twitchy and knobbly like the 125 is. Right, let's give it a run. Oh, I felt as though I needed another gear there. Perhaps a gear indicator might help. I mean, that's up to 70 without a problem. And obviously once it's running, it will definitely do more. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. So you can sit comfortably at 70 miles an hour without any worries about it struggling. It's quite planted, it's quite firm. The brakes are fantastic. The mirrors you can see out of, I mean, they're scrambler mirrors, they're okay. As far as mirrors are concerned, they're not actually that bad. The dash is okay to see, but like I say, the miles per hour is a little bit small. Once you get used to knowing what miles per hour is what kilometers, I think you'll be alright. Right, so around the roundabout again, I'm a little bit nervous because of it being cold, new tyres, and a bit greasy and slippery on the roads anyway. So excuse me for not slopping round corners really quickly. But again, I'm pulling away. No worries. Now I'm going to sit at, let's say 60 miles an hour. That gear change is really smooth. Very nice. So my legs are comfortable. I've got no vibrations at all. Nothing through the handlebars, nothing through the seat, nothing through the foot pegs. No vibrations. I'm not wobbling around. I've got no worries about it slipping out or trying to throw me off on roundabouts. I'm not being blown around. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I'm actually enjoying this ride. It's very nice indeed. Very nice. I really am happy with this. That gear change is really good, really positive, but really smooth. These tyres are not as bad as I thought initially. They're actually quite good. Bearing in mind the road conditions and the fact that they're new and cold, they're not bad at all. And there we go again. As it's warming up, it's definitely picking up nicer. So smooth. Sounds fantastic. Rides really well. Again, you see, I want to put it in another gear there, and there isn't one. I'm confused by myself because I don't know what gear I'm in as I'm approaching roundabouts. Silly me, really. Maybe the cold is getting to me. It's very pleasurable. The width of the handlebars, 870mm, as I said, not actually that bad at all. Very comfortable. My arms are not stretched, they're not too wide. Especially for the style of bike it is. It's a scrambler. And scramblers are not supposed to be comfortable. They're supposed to be fun off-road, rubbish on-road. But this isn't rubbish on-road at all. It sounds fantastic. So as I approach this roundabout, I'm feeling a bit more confident now with the tyres, a little bit warmer. Yeah, there's no slips. It's not that knobbly on the corners. It's actually really good. Oh, that gear change is so smooth. As I say, it's a little bit wobbly, but nothing that's going to put me off at all. It's not wobbly as in, ooh, will it come off? You can just feel that it's got knobbly tyres, but you'd expect that for a knobbly tyred bike. And if you don't, then you need to get a road bike. Oh, I could use this every day. Now in comparison to that Fantic I rode the other day, now that Fantic obviously was a 500 or 450 and faster, but enjoyment factor, there's not a lot to choose. This is good. This is heaps above the 125. Such a massive step up. It feels really good. I love that gear change. Now these are the slippery corners. I know. Again, oh, these brakes are fantastic. That ABS really does feel good. Oh, I hope you can hear that and feel that. Really smooth gear change. I know I keep saying it a lot, but I'm actually very pleasantly surprised by that. And when you've got it in the top gear, it's actually quite quiet. Suspension feels good. It's firm, but it's not jolty. As you can hear by my voice, it actually feels pretty good. The gears, you don't need actually much to change. It's just boom, straight in, boom, straight in. Oh yeah, this is definitely fun. Well, as far as the ride's concerned, I've got nothing negative to say at the moment. My only downfall would be is the readability of the miles per hour on the clocks. That's it. And as I say, once you get used to knowing what the kilometres are in comparison, I don't see that being a problem.
Well, seems to do the muddy stuff very easily as well. So there we have it. And how much is it? Well, it's $4,099 on the road with a 2-year parts and labour warranty. And what wins it over for me is pretty much everything, to be honest. I love the looks, I love the sound, and the rideability over the 125 is so much more. It rides superbly. Even with these tyres on, it still rides nicely. The seat height feels better. The riding position feels better. The seat comfortability feels better. The way it moves feels better. The power is really good. For a 250, it's pretty damn good. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. And I don't know if there's anything else out there that's 250 in this price bracket that would match it. I mean, you have got the likes of your CRS and stuff like that, but let's be honest, they're pretty expensive. You've got your Husqvarnas as well. So maybe a Husqvarna is an option for you, but again, they don't look anywhere near as good as this. And the price is just that much more. And I think this would be a fantastic option if you're breaking into the A2 market, or if you just fancy a razz around that isn't quite a 125, something a bit more powerful. For me, this wins in a lot of ways. It ticks many boxes. So please let me know in the comment section below what you think about this. Would you have one? Do you like them? Are you going to get one? Is this enough for you to go, do you know what? I'm having it. Sign me up now. Well, if you want this one, it's available at Lightning Storm Motorcycles in Lowestoft, and check out the links in the description below as to where you can get it and how you can get it, especially in this COVID situation that we're in. And that brings me to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back next time, probably on the NTV. We're going to get that finished and we're going to get that out and about so you can see what it looks like on the road. And then I'll report just how that 150 back knobbly tyre performs. Not much hope. But yes, so thank you very much for joining me. Please remember to subscribe, like and share this video and click the bell and all that gubbins that Malcolm usually says, but he's not here because he's sheltering in a COVID kind of way. And until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.